Hello, and thanks so much for watching today. Are you perhaps a new or beginning golfer, and now that you're getting out into the course, you're realizing there are a few more items that you need to make your bag complete so that you're self-sufficient out there on the course, and maybe you're trying to figure out what type of golf ball retriever you may need now that you may be hitting a few here or there and need to grab them out sometime. Or maybe you're a more seasoned golfer and it's just time for a new one, or you never had one, you're always borrowing one, and you feel like it's maybe a good time to have something of your own in your bag. Or maybe the one you have, kind of like me, I really hadn't bought a retriever in years, and the one I had, oh my gosh, it weighed like a lot. It was cumbersome, and so frankly it wasn't in my bag as much. So if you fit into any of those buckets, this video is for you, because today we are going to do an extensive product review on the golf ball retriever by Prowithlin. As you know, I do a lot of work with new and beginning golfers, and so a lot of times when I'm thinking about products that can work well for them, I'm thinking about the newer golfer who may not know about all these types of things, but that they need them nonetheless. So there was no different when I began thinking about ball retriever. So we're gonna get to this part in a minute, but I wanted to really look at some items, and I thought this would be a good place to start, because the reality is, right, as a newer golfer, we may not have quite as much of control of the golf ball. And once we get out onto the course, where of course there are a few hazards and a few things, right? That's when we begin to learn and develop. But more importantly, sometimes we got to get that ball out of the water or out of the rough or out of the long grass or something like that, and we need a tool, because we certainly don't want to use our hands. Danger, danger, danger. Don't ever do that, right? That's what we're doing here. I wanted to get this into the hands of some people who would really benefit. So what I did was I took it out on an outing with one of my classes for new and developing golfers. It was actually their first day out onto the golf course. So I said nothing. I gave no info, and I just wanted to see how they would operate it with it. So check it out, a couple of these clips, and you can see. I was excited to see that it was pretty intuitive. I kind of figured as such, but again, I like to put it in the hands of a new golfer to really see how intuitive it was, because sometimes products aren't. So this one passes that test. So let's get down to the statistics and the brass tacks on this item. Again, this is the golf ball retriever by Prowithlin. It is an awesome lightweight. I mean, this thing is like light. Comes in at 7.0 ounces. I mean, I think it's, it's a baton. It's great. So that's great, because we've got enough stuff in the golf bag, right? We don't need another pound or two. So this is great. So it's lightweight. It stores at this most compact length. It is 1.3 feet. I think that's like 40 centimeters short, right? Let's look at that. It's not long at all, which is great. Again, compact, can fit in your bag. At its full extension, which I won't be able to do and get on the camera, but I will tell you that it extends out to slightly over 6.5 feet, which is 2 meters. So that is great, because most of the time, right? Or I shouldn't say most of the time, but a lot of times we've got to do some reaching, right? We've got to reach there, and we've got to extend. And I will say this, at full extension, it does remain sturdy. It does give a little bit of bend, right? Because it's so lightweight, it's not like a super piece of steel, but it is effective in holding its weight and allowing you to have enough resistance to scoop up the ball, even if the ball is in an awkward position or if you're kind of standing on an uneven lie. So we always remember we want to be stable, and we don't want to be in a dangerous place, put ourselves in harm's way for a golf ball. But sometimes, it can be a little unstable, hence it's a hazard. That's why it's a hazard, right? And we want to grab the ball out. So very compact, extends a great distance, super lightweight, easy to scoop up. You just got to use this latch here. You just scoop it up, literally kind of like ice cream. Scoop. The latch helps you. Boom, you get the ball, comes back, dump it out, maybe clean your ball or something like that and start anew. This is really cool. It comes with this part. It's a grabber. Now, honestly, I will tell you, I've seen these and know many players that use them. But when I took this out of the package, I was like, what is this? This little doodad can be stuck right on the end of your putter, and then you can pull it out of the hole, you can pick your ball up off the ground, whatever the case. So for many people, who may not be as flexible, have mobility issues or whatever the case may be, who kind of need to avoid the bending up and down of digging out the hole, pulling the ball out the hole, that type of thing. This little gadget is really helpful. So, in addition to a great retriever, you also get the grabber, which helps you finish the hole. When you finish putting, you can grab it out of there. So, this are great. Now, it's sold pretty exclusively, I think, on Amazon. The link is below. It comes in at under $20. And I've got to tell you, again, as I mentioned, I don't buy a lot of retrievers, but I know for sure that retrievers are usually a bit more than $20. So for what you needed to do and where you needed to store it, you want something lightweight and compact. I think that this is a winner for many golfers. Now, I will say this because I like to be balanced. There were absolutely no instructions. It came in, it was lightweight shipping, packaging, and I'm kind of a green girl, so I appreciate the fact that there was not a lot of waste. But I think a little bit of information in the packaging would be helpful, especially to some newer golfers. And then secondly, the one thing that I would like to have seen was some type of storage. Like a lot of retrievers will come with a bag. Why do I say that? Because when you're retrieving a ball out on the golf course, we know the golf course is nature. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of yucky out there. So a lot of times you may pick up a ball that's been in a less than ideal spot, and then you've picked it up, okay, you've cleaned off your ball, perhaps, but this little doodad is still kind of dirty, right? So without a cover or a bag of its own, I've kind of got to stick this into a pouch within my bag, and now we've got dirt and grime in some places inside my bag pockets that I may not want. So that would be my only gripe. But on the upside, it's so compact that you could pretty easily get one of the larger, say, Ziploc bags or plastic bags and store it in your bag without too much hassle. So that's just me kind of being a little bit nitpicky, but if there was a way to improvement, that could be one. But I think it's a great product. Like I said, less than $20. This can save you way more than $20 because after all, you lose a few golf balls, it's going to add up a little kind of fast. So, Retriever by Prowithlin. If you're interested, check it out. Link below. I think it's a winner. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.